Go for it.
Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, I'm the host of this podcast that's mine, going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson. Dankness from the heart.
Frickin' dank. Frickin' dank. Frickin' what up, dude? I'm your host, Strider Wilson, dude. We got Aaron beasting it on the sticks, dude. What's going down, Aaron, dude?
What up?
Dude, just frickin' chilling, dude. And, you know, just lifting the veil for the listeners, dude. You know, Aaron and I are just over here talking about Merkins, dude. You know, just frickin' posting up, dude. Just how bros should be talking, you know? It's just good stuff. Talking about ancient times, dude. Time travel, dude. Going back. I think it'd be sick. Aaron thinks, you know, he has expressed this before, that it would be sick, but in a different way, unhygienic.
Yeah. The past stinks.
You'd have to be extra horny, dude, to want to H up in the past, dude.
Yeah.
You know? Imagine a dude's breath, dude. Imagine my friggin'... I had a roommate one time, dude. The guy would just friggin' do jujitsu against himself for a while. Then friggin' his girlfriend would come over, and then they'd go do jujitsu with each other in their bedroom. And I'm like, dude, can only imagine, dude. Guy didn't even change out of his gi, dude. Freaking posting up in a gi is a pretty sick move. If you're looking to get respect, dude, if people aren't respecting you in your life, wear a gi wherever you go. Just be like, sorry, I just came from training. I don't care what happens, dude. People are going to respect that. I don't care if you have an executive board meeting. I don't care if you're late for a golf tee time. The fucking starter, who are generally assholes, I would say. I don't know why this is, but all golf starters are dicks. Old dicks, dude. They feel like they're cops. It's like dudes who didn't make it as cops just become golf starters, dude. If you show up out of golf, you know, attire, which is a collared shirt and some slacks, you show up in a gi, he's still going to let you play, dude. Okay? Now, if you're a white belt, it's something different. Be like, oh, I took the belt off. Maybe it's a black belt. Just trust me, dude. I think that'd be sick, dude. Dude, I've been freaking posting up, Aaron, trying to expand my dome through art.
Yeah.
And you know that I love Shawshank, Gladiator, Con Air. This is the type of shows that I like to digest. Band of Bros, episode 5 on repeat forever. It's what I imagine heaven is, dude. When I die, I just watch episode 5. I just watch fucking Spears connect with I Company over and over again. And I'd be a happy man, dude. Happy man. And thought to myself, you know what, dude? Maybe there's more out there. In life, we should be seeking to challenge ourselves and live on the edge and get new experiences, you know, with, of course, reason. And I fucking crushed some anime, bro. Now look, dude, I used to think anime was for dorks. Had a roommate in college, Steven. I'm trying to sit there, wait for him to leave the room so I can watch a little porno and enjoy myself to some Stormy Daniels. That was her heyday. That's when I was in college. Had a DVD that I got from the dude down the hall named Josh. We shared it. It was a great relationship that we had together. And Steven never left the dorm room, dude. All he did was watch Dragon Ball Z nonstop. And growing up, the thing is, Steven and I did bond because growing up, my good buddy Jeff, Dank legend, whose birthday is coming up, what up? And he would fall asleep watching Dragon Ball Z, dude. So I would post up and watch Piccolo and be like, all right, that dude's jacked. But if you ever try to fall asleep when someone's going Super Saiyan, it will make you go insane. Can't happen, dude. Just a ton of that shit, dude. I'm watching this like, what the fuck? But here's the thing, dude. Now I watch it and I go, fuck yeah. I like the themes. I even like the animation style now. And when I was a kid, I fucking loved Pokemon, dude. So today, Aaron, I'm going to introduce bros because just like myself, to be open to their minds and realize anime's tight, dude. And Eastern themes while having some similarities with Western themes, are different and fun. And if you want to be sophisticated at a dinner, which I always do, I will say, if you drop a sentence like someone's talking about what they've read lately, you go, I always have a book on my nightstand, but right now I'm really just diving into Eastern themes. Ladies will get boners around you, lady style boners, okay? And if you're into the dudes, then and a dude is into anime, he's going to get a straight up regular style boner around you. So that's Dank. So buckle up. Let's go. We're taking a beginner's guide, a little introductory, what's going on with anime. Let's not judge it. Let's find out. Let's get fired up on it. So I'm stoked to share about this. But before we dive into it, dude, got to give a big shout out, huge thanks to our sponsor, Dadgrass, dude. Dadgrass is reviving the pleasure of the casual toke so you can chill out without the freaking stress, dude. You can just post up and feel right. Hey, a little anime and some Dadgrass, don't mind if I do. Right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/dank. Go to dadgrass.com/dank for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/dank. All right, dude. Let's go. Frickin' buckle up, dude. Let's frickin'... Honestly, dude, here's the thing. This might be a little crude. But if you're a gentleman and you're dating and you're getting to third base, you've done, in my perfect world, you've already done third base to a very lovely lady that you're with. And now it's your turn. And it's very courteous to say, hey, I'm almost there. Just a little heads up. You know what I'm saying? A little heads up. But a cool way to give a heads up could be Super Saiyan style, where you just and no one's not going to know. Hey, say you're at, make out point and there's people next to you. Let everyone know by just doing go Super Saiyan style. It's going to boost. It's a good move. It's a great move. I wouldn't try it your first time, but it's a good move. Aaron, do you think that's a good call?
To rev your engine like that, or?
No, that's just make that noise. Like go Super Saiyan style with yourself, dude. But I did like that you were picturing that we were in a car. And I was picturing being in a car as well.
Yeah, it has a very gear shift vibe. No, I don't want to do that.
That's probably right. Guys, I think you got to listen to Aaron on this one. Also, Aaron, how versed are you in anime before we dive in?
Hardly at all. I tried to understand it when it was very popular growing up, and I was just like, I don't get this. Why is this?
Same. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And there are weird rules because a bone to pick right off the bat, the hero always gets a superpower that you didn't even know about when fighting the main villain who's like too powerful. That's just kind of like, it feels kind of lazy and cheap. But if you're a fan, it's part of the charm. Sorry, I don't know why I just put a gummy in my mouth. Doing a podcast. Guys, I'm going to eat this away from the podcast. This gummy. This was a bad hosting by me. Bad Strider. It was fucking dank, dude. Fucking dank, bro. All right, dude. Let's talk about Eastern themes, okay? Sorry about saying that. Sorry if you're in a public space. You probably have a boner now. In Eastern literature, a main character has exceptional power and mostly able to turn unfavorable situations into favorable with the help of other characters. Teamwork, that's not too different from the Western stuff, but teamwork is heavily present in the accomplishment of goals, representing the collective culture of the East, okay? So that's a big distinction. A lot of time in Western themes, you got like a down and out guy who does have a special talent, like let's just take a Western, for example, like a gunslinger who's sort of a begrudging, reluctant hero. You get a lot of that in Western themes. Eastern literature, we'll get into it a little bit more. You have these heroes who have powers, maybe don't want to use them, maybe want to stay, docile or something, but they get thrust into this situation, and then a cast of characters helps them accomplish their goals, dude, which is sick, dude. Like freaking Piccolo helping out freaking Goku, dude. What up, bro? Okay. Let's talk anime specifically now. finds its beginnings in the early 1900s, right? Of course, no sound or color yet. No talkies are existing, none of that. So you just have like straight up, even pre-Disney style cartoons. In fact, anime was influenced heavily by like Walt Disney style animation, dude. This guy, Walt Disney, was a beast putting that in the forefront. So they're doing that in Japan, okay? Now, with the rise of nationalism, Japanese nationalism in World War II, a lot of animated productions created from 1930 up, through World War II were not popular, sort of just became propaganda, not chill. So then we go to post-World War II, dude. Anime picks up, dude. Also, I love anytime we can talk about World War II, dude, okay? To be more precise, we're talking the year 1948, dude. First modern Japanese animation production company devoted to entertainment. This isn't propaganda. This isn't anything else. This is just fucking legit-ass, dank-ass anime called, and here's the thing. Let me preface this now. I'm going to butcher a lot of Japanese pronunciations in this episode. I apologize in advance. Toei, T-O-E-I. Okay? First theatrical features, like I mentioned, really in the vein of a Disney production, of course, but with Eastern themes. Key example, dude, they got a ninja and sorcery mini epic called Shonen Sarutobi Sasuke. Okay, that's 1959. All right? So it takes a while to ramp up to things, right? We just jumped, but that gets us to a theatrical release. That thing cruises around. MGM picks it up in 1961, puts it out in the U.S., right? Makes a splash. This is also sort of around the time, maybe you heard of it, Aaron knows about this, famous Japanese director, probably the most famous, Akira Kurosawa, his Rashomon. So that really is what puts the Japanese movie industry on the map and gets the attention of the world. In fact, Rashomon is a device in storytelling now, which did exist previously, but made famous by Kurosawa, where it's the same event but from multiple perspectives. They did that with that Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Adam Driver movie about like the medieval knights, which is a true story about the French knights and stuff. But Aaron, and Rashomon, what else is significant about that? I mean, it's dank. I tried watching it. The acting's pretty incredible, but I couldn't get all the way through. It's tough to watch old movies.
It is. They're just paced.
Yeah.
They're just paced differently. I've never seen it. I've only seen movies that do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hero, the Jet Li movie Hero. It's the same thing.
Jet Li rips, dude.
There was a movie called Vantage Point with Matthew Fox right as Lost was peaking. Same deal.
So Japan's making a splash, dude. And, now that we're talking about multiple perspectives and Rashomon and these devices used, let's talk about some devices that you'll find in anime so you can know what's going on. Heavily used is something called a looping paradox, which just sounds pretty sick to talk about if you just took a fat toke with one of your boys and you look in his face and you go, dude, before we dive into these burritos, what do you think about looping paradoxes? And he'll be like, what? And you go, so when you think of the word loop, the first thing that comes to mind is something moving in a circular motion, right? And your boy's like, fuck yeah. That's exactly what it means, dude. And he goes, fuck yeah, dude. And the loop represents a repeat of happenings, okay, in anime. So, time traveling, yes, that's what we're talking about here, okay? So, pretty sick. It tells you, and in Western stories they do this too, where the hero hears what's going to happen to them, but they hear it from the point of view early on in the story, and so they deny it or don't hear it or they miss it or they outright say F that, and then later through the course of their travels and events, of course that comes to fruition, but their perspective has changed now, they've grown, and they go, oh hell yeah, dude. So similar in East though, the plot line, it's going to tell of individuals going through a psychological process of a repeated scenario. Sometimes in anime they'll just repeat and there will be growth, but they'll do it over and over again, and you're like, all right, dude, what's going on, bro? That happened to me at a sleepover at my bro Jeff's house, dude, just watching friggin', I might have been watching Sailor Moon at the time, which was sick, dude. And just really watching them find like a crystal skull, and then like again and again. I was like, all right, dude, what is going on, dude? They just take the skull somewhere else, dude. Inescapable fate. You guys all know that, okay? Happens directly, indirectly can be applied, but it's going on. Of course, romance, love, drama, humor, all that type of stuff. Something called a self-insert, dude. The self-inserts. So basically what that means, usually it's an adolescent male, but also might be done with heroines. It's just basically, all that means is we do this naturally as human beings. The character is written purposely so that with like a regular everyday life, but with a superpower. So like a kid going to high school, but he can freaking, throw sick ass roundhouse kicks, which actually, there was a dude named Scotty who was into rollerblading, dude, and had spiked hair, was one of the first kids I knew that had spiked hair. And he could throw roundhouse kicks and do backflips.
Yeah, there's always the backflip kid.
Bro, right? Those kids don't get enough respect. If you're a backflip kid, you just should keep doing if someone can do a backflip as an adult, I respect that, dude. Like, I'm going to listen. If you're trying to sell me on a product, I recently went and bought a suit, getting a suit for my wedding, what up? And there was a dank ass tailor, a very nice lady helping us out, dude. Vanessa, dude, super chill. And she wanted to sell me another shirt. And I didn't want another shirt. And I didn't buy that extra shirt. But had she done a backflip and then handed it to me, you better believe I would have bought 3 extra shirts.
Yep.
So it's freaking sick, dude. So basically, all you would need for me to have an anime as like a 35-year-old man is like a dude. The only superpower he needs is like, and they have this very lifestyle anime where it's just, he gets out of bed, dude. He doesn't save the world for anything. His knees feel good. It's like, dude, my knees are feeling great today. He decides he's going to walk a little bit, Also, like a goal that he has in mind of like, losing a little belly fat. He accomplishes it. That'd be a sick ass anime, dude. I'd like to self-insert into that. Maybe it even gets into a little hentai, dude, and watch him do a blah, blah, blah with his dank fiance on a CBD, friggin' credenza, dude. That'd be a rad anime, dude. Be such a rad anime. Has a good relationship with his dad. His dad respects his income level. Be nice. He freaking goes to a museum during business hours because works a little bit light that week and just checks out like a submarine. That'd be tight. Just really bonds with a tour guide. They almost get coffee together afterwards, but then go, nah. Don't have room in my life for new friends. I'm an adult. What am I, a fucking maniac? Big trope in anime is, I already talked about this when you're about to bust while getting third based, is shouting while hitting. So honestly, this was a huge barrier for entry for me. Why is someone just punching? Or literally, dude, a lot of times what they'll do in anime, I'm not even kidding, they would punch or kick or club someone and like have a silly name for the attacks, or they would name the attack after themselves. Like I always talk about this dude, Geach, who was just sort of like the king of parties. Like if a fight was going to happen, like I don't even know, you wouldn't even see him, dude. He always wore like a Dickies jacket. He like dressed kind of like a janitor from the 60s. He dressed kind of like that janitor from Rudy. And he'd cruise up wearing a full-on Dickies outfit. And you didn't even see him before that, but a fight would be about to break down. He'd cruise up and be like, all right, here's the rules. It's just going to be body blows, no face hits, Devin's lucky, kind enough to have us all over at his house, but his parents have white carpeting. Let's not bleed on it. So we're going to do body shots, wrestling moves. Can we move that coffee table? Let's not have anyone get seriously hurt, but we do need to hash this out. Or if it was outside or at a movie theater, he'd be like, all right, full-on blows. You know what I'm saying? So really, like Geach, if he started beating someone's ass, he could his signature move was just like a spear and a tackle. And if he ran at you, he'd just go, geech, and tackle you. Goldberg would do that in wrestling. He'd go, spear, and hit someone. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense in real life. And having that realization, even this revelation that I'm having right now before all of your eyes and ears, it's lowered that barrier for entry for me. I used to think it was lame when someone was just like hitting someone, be like, ah. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? So you got to get over that. And it's kind of fun. Silly names, sick. You know, huge theme, of course, teenagers saving the world. We get it. It's been done a million times. But here's the thing. Anime, they've been doing it since the very beginning, dude. So you can't hate it, okay? It's just heavily shared. I'd say if you're looking to get into something, watch something that does this, because that's like every movie. It's every like YA thing that happens. So get used to it, dude. Okay? What up, Aaron? Were you going to say something?
No.
So you have this character type, and I'll get into more character types in a little bit, but you have a character type called a tsundere. Probably saying that wrong. Tsundere. It's a character who starts off bitter or aloof towards their love interest, so incels, and they proceed to warm up to said love interest over the course of time, but they regularly alternate between their conflicting feelings. It's a strange mix of stubbornness, passion, denial, and arrogance. It would be a frustrating character to watch, dude. You know, I've got buddies that, like I mentioned, dude, been visiting a lot of my buddies lately, and I'm like, dude, I got one bro, and all he has in his apartment is just a fishing tank and a punching bag. In fact, he has a betta fish, a Japanese fighting fish too, and he just watches them fight. That's what he does. And I honestly don't even know how he gets money. I think he lives next to a local golf course. I think he just stands by it and tries to get hit by golf balls and take lawsuits. But I went to his house, and it was after a boys trip, and he's like, dude, this is all the love I need is the boys. It's all you guys give me all we need. We're like, no, dude, we don't. We've got families and responsibilities. Like, you need a girlfriend, dude. And so girls need to step up, dude. Look, is dating one of my buddy, his name isn't funny enough, Declan. And is it going to be fun dating Declan? No, he only does doggy style. He still wears affliction shirts. He has a mattress on the ground that's sideways with nothing else in a separate room with some newspapers that he may or may not use to relieve himself. I don't know. But here's the thing, dude. If Declans don't get girlfriends, he's going to become a terrorist, dude. The guy is obsessed with China. He's obsessed with AI. He watches videos how to fly and start 737s. I'm worried. And he watches terrorist training camp videos, which, Aaron, if you've ever watched one of those, they look fun, dude. It's a summer camp lifestyle. Dudes are doing monkey bars. They're running around. They're jumping over stuff, dude. They're flexing. They get to yell. And you get to play with guns.
I mean, who doesn't love an obstacle course?
That's what I'm saying. Dude, you're doing an obstacle course with your boys. You're having sleepovers. It's so rad. You're getting promised, depending what type of terrorist he becomes, I don't know. He might be Declan might be a domestic one, but if he goes to the Mideast, he's going to get maybe 72 virgins. He needs just one lady to step up. Because, look, you're not going to have time to be a terrorist. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would say most terrorists don't have girlfriends.
Yeah.
You know, if you got to make it to a farmer's market or watch season 4 of You or crush Ted Lasso together, you're not going to have time to figure out how to make a homemade explosive.
Yeah.
You know, a relationship's a beautiful thing. You know, if you want to go walk around Echo Park with the dog you're going to rescue together, you're really not going to have time to practice hate when you're practicing love. And look, ladies, men, they cause wars, but ladies, you have the power to prevent it by dating the Declans of the world. Look, and it's a tall order. It's not going to be fun. I don't know what lady is a good match or if she's even out there. Maybe it's a lady who eats alone at Jersey Mike's. I've never seen that. Have you ever been to a Jersey Mike's, Aaron, and seen a woman eating alone?
No.
No, it's all dudes on lunch hour. It's all electricians. I don't even know why they have a ladies' restroom at a Jersey Mike's. Honestly, it should just be crash pads for Declans. Yeah. They should just have a mattress in there. And in orders, you either get, hey, I'll take a number 7, either to go, for here or to stay. I'll take a number 7 and a large Coke to stay. And you pay a little extra and you get to sleep in that bathroom that night.
You got to be a gentleman. Get it to go. Eat in your car.
That's the move. That's honestly what I do. Yeah. But if I saw a woman eating alone at Jersey Mike's, I mean, that's marriage material on the spot. Crushing a Monster energy drink that she brought for herself. Heavenly. All right, dude.
Does anyone eat? I'm just thinking about this now. Does anyone eat a meal with a Monster energy drink or a Rockstar?
It sounds insane.
Yeah, like you don't someone drink a Red Bull. You don't see a sandwich.
You don't have it with food. You're not having spaghetti and Red Bull.
Yeah,
you ain't. You're not. There's no pairing. This isn't like a Code Red is about as ambitious. Like a Code Red and like a Monster taco from Jack in the Box. I kind of could see it.
Yeah. But
any sort of hard energy drink, like a, not the hard maybe is confusing with booze. Like no, like a regular energy, like a Rockstar, a Monster, dude, a Bang. You don't pair that with a meal. You're moving. Yeah. You pair that with paintball or off road or laying, fucking, I don't know. All right. Power scaling, just going through the tropes of anime here. Power scaling, something I talked about earlier. It's sort of like Deus Ex Machina. It's kind of bullshit. It's like, okay, the big main fight comes that we've all been talking about where the super powerful bad guy that can't be defeated. All of a sudden, the main character has this secret power that literally hasn't been alluded to. No one's ever even talked about. And all of a sudden, now this character has it and he's using it against the bad guy to win. Lame. Not lame. OPI, O-P-P-A-I. You've seen this. A lot of times it's like a made up thing. It's like an inside joke. Like it'll be on like a character's hoodie or something. It's like, it's often worn in an anime called One Punch Bands. But the word refers to breasts, especially large ones. Ooh. So yeah. So 9 times out of 10, a female character will be very well endowed in the chest area in anime. On top of that, she'll probably be wearing extremely revealing outfit, whether it makes sense or not. So this is not, maybe I said this is tight in the beginning, and maybe this is exploitative, but this is anime. But you'll have, what I liked about it is you'll have characters in anime who wear oppi, who are like self-aware of oppi that exists in anime and liking it. So you'll have there's like often like a funny, like sidebar funny character who will wear it. And I'll get into more character archetypes in a second. But first, let's complete our anime timeline here. Let's go back to 1963. We talked about Rashomon. We talked about that 1959 mini epic Shonen Sarutobi Sasuke that was released by MG and purchased by MGM and released in the U.S. and it did well. Then you get major anime exports in the U.S. And now, Aaron, these are the names that we're going to recognize. Atomo, more commonly known as Astro Boy. Okay? Adapted from manga. Now, manga is books, anime books. It's about a robot boy with superpowers, okay? Also, key that you must know with anime, I should have maybe mentioned this up top, it has to come from Japan. Okay? Manga comes from Japan. Let's see here. 1968, Tatsunoko. This is a studio. They adapt a domestic manga title, and it's known as Speed Racer, aka Mach Go Go Go, or Mach Go Go Go.
Mach Go Go Go.
Speed Racer. So freaking huge. Do you like the Wysocki sisters' Speed Racer, Aaron?
The Wachowskis?
Wachowskis, yes. Sorry, I'm a dumbass.
It was interesting style-wise, but I think it did give me a headache.
Bro, I had to start and stop. I ended up finishing it, but I had to watch 12 minutes of it and be like, all right, I need to take a break. And then come back. But it's a very charming story. It's a good family story. Yeah. I like the story, but it's got a great cast. But I mean, it really is stylistically. It's bold and interesting, and plays into a lot of anime tropes that we just went through and themes. And visually, it's stimulating. I feel like you have to have mushrooms to
overstimulating.
That's very true. It is overstimulating, is exactly right.
It's like too colorful, too fast.
Yes. I do wish the racing was more linear. Like all the spinning and twisting, it just felt too cartoonish, right? Harkening to anime, like unbelievable. I would have liked if like, I didn't mind what they did with all the coloration and those cool bold choices with like blending the practical and the animation, but I would have wanted the racing to look more linear and cool and like feel the stakes. Like literally, I wanted the racing to feel like Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah. It was too.
You know, that's my complaint with.
And
yeah, it was too trippy. It was like, I like felt nauseous watching it. Also, my complaint with Any Given Sunday, I'm like, dude, Any Given Sunday is the best movie in the world if the football scenes are just directed like the same way they did Remember the Titans. Like, dude, just give me. Even Friday Night Lights was a little hyperbolic. There's like Jaguar noises when people tackle. I'm like, dude, just please give me some regular looking football scenes, and it's the best movie I've ever seen. Anyway, back to some anime here. They're redubbed in English, of course. They're fucking sick. Then you get to the 80s, right? This was like my first... my intro was at sleepovers, passing out when my buddy Jeff fell asleep first, and he's lucky that I didn't draw on him. But I was just trying to fall asleep, and I was taking in these Eastern themes as a young, just straight to my dome while I was falling asleep. But I watched recently, now, former Toei animator, remember that very first anime production company way back in the day from 1948.
You said Tohei?
Tohei, that's probably it. Toei. I'm probably saying it way wrong.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Famous.
I was thinking of Toho, which is Godzilla. But.
Oh, yeah, Godzilla epic, dude. You've got, and you probably heard this name, Aaron, Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah, Miyazaki.
Miyazaki. Beast.
Yeah.
Does My Neighbor Totoro, and also does my favorite, Spirited Away. Yeah. Dude, this guy makes a ancient Chinese, what the hell am I saying, dumbass? Ancient Japanese bathhouse. Interesting. And it's like and it's classic anime. It's a girl traveling with her parents. She's moving to a new town. Oftentimes in anime, the parents are like dead, like total Walt Disney style. Like the parents die.
Yep.
In this one, the parents like eat this food and become like incapacitated. So then it's up to her to like save her parents. And she goes in this whole ancient journey through like all these different spirits that go to this bathhouse and get cleaned, and like that's all takes place in the floating kabuki like spirit world. Very awesome. Very like, it's unbelievable that he can make it, that this story is like so engaging. And I know nothing about it. Just like went in fresh. Jerry, I like to go in fresh. Went in fresh. And it was awesome. But just like I'm saying, like plays into the trope of like a regular girl moving to a new town. We see this in movies like Coraline, in Western things, but super awesome. Then I got into Nazca of the Valley of the Wind. Dude, awesome, bro. Learned about ohms, bro. All about fucking nature, dude, and spores. Dude, it's very, very like that series on HBO, Last of Us, very derivative. Dude, if you watch anime, dude, you can go, oh, that's very derivative of Miyazaki. Oh, if you say something like that in front of someone, dude, in front of you say that in a coffee shop on the east side of Los Angeles, you might go Super Saiyan mode in the bathroom, dude. So that's all I'm saying, dude. It's freaking, yeah. In Nazca Valley of the Wind, it's awesome, dude. It's all about machine and nature. It's fucking sick. Also, dude, there's sick-ass anime conventions. I went to one in LA. They do it over the 4th of July. Pretty sick, dude, which we're all, all the dorks gather on the 4th of July instead of getting fucked up doing beer bongs on the beach like me and my boys do. Look, it took a lot for me to do that. I probably won't go back. I still do like doing beer bongs on the beach with my boys. I'm sorry, dude. Also, I'm sorry, dude. If you like anime, you're not a dork. You're sophisticated, okay? I'm not going to call you or label you a dork because it's something I don't understand, because now I'm taking the time to understand it, as we all are. Okay, and before we get into some more understanding, real quick, Got to give another big time shout out to Dadgrass, bro. I'm loving Dadgrass because look, if you're like me, you ever been too damn high? I have. We've all been there. With today's weed, finding your right dose, it's a dangerous game, dude. It can send you down some rabbit holes that are unpleasant. So Dadgrass, thank you. They're reviving the pleasure of the casual toke, dude, so you can chill out without the stress, dude. It's crazy enough out there in the world these days. You don't need this weed, okay, to spin you, send you spinning or in a paranoia ditch, okay? I'm all about the Dadgrass pre-rolls, dude. Nice little afternoon reset, dude. Whether, I'm just out on the balcony, dude, just posting up with Sonny. He's chilling down there, having his little treat. I'm having mine, a little treat, dude. 5 minutes, a little toke break, enjoying it, dude, out on my balcony, dude. It's the best. And I live on the 3rd floor. It's not rising up in anyone's apartment. I'm doing it right. Just chilling, dude. Okay? Sparks the creative flow sometimes, too. That's all I'm saying, dude. It's great. So it's low in THC, high in CBD, so you can enjoy the effects of cannabis while keeping a clear head. That's what I'm all about. Also, I'm fired up that all Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S., dude. So whether you're looking for a new buzz or a chill way to enjoy an old favorite, Dadgrass will leave you in a euphoric mood. Right now, go to dadgrass.com/dank because Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/dank. Go to dadgrass.com/dank for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/dank. All right, dude. Let's dive back into some freaking dank anime, bro. Okay? Noob's Guide. This whole episode has basically been a noob's guide. I'm still a noob myself. I'm maybe a little more experienced, dude, and I have a little innate experience through growing up, but Noob's Guide to Watching, if interested. If I've sparked your interest and you're going, maybe I should watch. Well, what should I watch? Where shall I start? I mean, you can't go wrong with Dragon Ball Z. If you're a young bro listening, which odds are, if you're listening to this pod, you are. When you're watching anime, you'll notice a few terms such as shonen, shoujo, seinen, and josei. Probably saying those wrong. These are categories of anime that indicate who is the target audience and what you might see in terms of setting, characters, storytelling, okay? Also, for manga, if you want to pick up a book and get extra sophisticated. You'll obviously see comedy, romance, fantasy, right? But who's this targeted towards? I already said that I'm targeted towards, I want to see a 35-year-old guy who has a healthy relationship with his father and is well-liked by his coworkers and his knees don't betray him. And he can play a game of pickup basketball without worry. I would love to see an episode where a guy goes in, anime episode, guy plays a game of pickup basketball, maybe goes, 7 boards, 3 assists, hits an open J, and gets a nice breakaway layup without getting hurt. That sounds great. That's a fantasy world for me. I'd love to watch that. Fucking gives a high five to a stranger, makes meaningful eye contact on a bounce pass. Yeah. So, listen, it's tough to know who you are, okay? But anime is trying to help you out, okay? And figure out what you like. So now open your ears extra wide. If you're thinking about watching anime, maybe if you might be interested in shonen or shonen, it's targeted to young teen boys. Famous examples are, like I mentioned, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, and Attack on Titan. I've heard of Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Now, shoujo, targeted to young teen girls. Sailor Moon, Card Captor Sakura. Seinen, young adult men. Cowboy Bebop. They just made this on I think a live action one. Cowboy Bebop is very popular. So that's I honestly am meaning to watch that. I want to go and watch that. Josei, probably saying it wrong, targeted to young adult women. And Kodomuke, targeted to children. Pokemon. I still like Pokemon, dude. So can't hate on that. I should say, so I unbeknownst to me, anime has been in my life for a long time, and now I'm just starting to accept it. A lot of times one might say that's an Eastern theme. Okay? One might say I'm self-inserting. Anime genres. Here we go. You got mecha. Sort of makes you think of the word machine. You guessed it. anime about robots, cyborgs, people piloting them, and so forth. Astro Boy. Isekai, set it in a different world, not based on reality. Might be some barriers to entry, but still pretty sick. Slice of life, this is what I'm talking about. Everyday life situations, with or without fantasy elements. You know, maybe the next episode after that 35-year-old plays a game of pickup basketball, he gets extra ambitious and decides to, you know, eat a big roast beef sandwich and deal with the gastrointestinal consequences. But it turns out that there aren't any, and he's still able to really go out and have fun with friends that night, sit through an entire movie and not have to take a bathroom break. That sounds nice to me. Yashiaki, not saying that right. Slice of life, but made to relax you as you watch it. That's really what I'm talking about. Dude, I'm not even thinking about what I'm pitching over here, and they've already got it. Yaoi, romance between boys and men. Yuri, what? Romance between, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude, that's kind of interesting. Like, not boys and men like underage, but it would be like a teen thing where it's like teenagers and it's more homosexual, and then men. Yeah, I don't think there's like any of that nefarious stuff going on. And the counterpart to that is Yuri. You have something called harem, where it's boys surrounded by girls, and there's reverse harem, girls surrounded by boys. So it kind of can be an egotistical genre there. There's ecchi, E-C-C-H-I, that presents sexual content but not explicit. And then, like I mentioned earlier, hentai. That's porno. Now, let's get a little more sophisticated before we bone out of here. Talk about some East Asian literature and where sort of anime draws its inspiration from and its thematic elements. East Asian, to be specific, is Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Mongolian, Taiwanese literature, right? Now, Japanese more specifically comprises a number of genres, including novels, poetry, drama, travelogues, personal diaries, collections of random thoughts and impressions, to be more freeform there. Honestly, one of the very first novels ever written is, damn, I'm blanking on it now, but I did an episode on it in the past. Lady Murakami wrote it, Tale of Genji, that's what it is, Tale of Genji, about Japanese high court. Early 17th century until the present, there has never been a period when literature has not been being produced by Japanese authors. And basically everything in East Asia, China is the big influencer here. And then things sort of travel outward. So China, then to Korea, then further outward to Japan, and language and customs and culture sort of evolve on their own the farther out you get. And of course, Japan's an island, so things are going to really develop maybe at a higher rate because they can be sort of insulated there. And you have the Japanese language, according to this article I read, is a highly emotionally expressive vocabulary. This gives rise to a refinement and sensitivity of expression, right? A lot of Chinese writings will deal more so with intellectual, abstract concepts, morality and justice. But Japan, you get that, but you get emotionally driven elements of that. And maybe that's why this anime breakdown, I mean, it has something built for me, 35-year-old dude who wants to watch a guy fucking, hit left-hand finesse layups and give high fives to strangers, then go home and house a dank sando. I mean, if I could watch that, I would, to a sick-ass soundtrack. Let's go. And some dank, vivid coloration. Let's go. So, I mean, that's your basic broad breakdown, dude. We did it quick, we did it easy, and we did it in about the span of a typical animated episode you'd watch. So you're welcome, dude. It'd be sick if this whole episode was animated, bro. An anime podcast, think about that. That'd be sick. Right now I'm technically doing mecha, using a machine to go out, through the sound waves. Aaron technically is doing mecha because he's a fucking beasting on the sticks.
Yeah, kind of a robot.
Yeah.
We can't leave talking about anime without talking about the epic of 1988, Akira.
You're right. Aaron, you're absolutely fucking right. I haven't seen it. Maybe that should be the first on my list.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I mean, I know James Cameron has been trying to get it made into a live action for decades.
And it's awesome. It's about a fucking biker gang, dude.
Yeah.
And some guy becomes like a rampaging psychopath. It's something that I need to go home and watch immediately, dude. Aaron, thank you. That's why you're a beast, dude. We have to talk about that. And it's like Mad Max, anime style, kind of,
Yeah.
It's not, post-apocalyptic.
It is.
Yeah, it's a Neo Tokyo. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, if you say stuff like Neo Tokyo in conversation, bro, are you kidding me right now? How rad you are.
And it takes place in 2019.
That's awesome. I love when that happens.
Yeah.
Like Blade Runner, dude, already happened, and then that's always sick. Like technically, John Connor. It didn't. The Terminator apocalypse already happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was 1997.
Yeah, Aaron, thank you for sending us off with Akira. Just sick ass biker gang. Neo Tokyo apocalyptic world.
It just looks super cool.
It looks awesome. James Cameron you said who wants to make it?
Yeah, he's been trying for decades. I don't know that it'll ever get made.
It would be fucking rad, dude. Sometimes it's just nice when it exists in its regular form, although I do like practical, movies and stuff like that, I have to admit. But, sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Let it be. All right, dude. Fired up on that. Aaron, thank you for that at the end there. Also, look, if you guys have any sick animations to watch, let me know. Hit me up on Patreon. I'm always down to, get into some healthy discourse on there. Also, email in. I'll talk about it, dude. Also, corrections. Let me know. Sometimes I say stuff that's wrong. I want to get stuff right, even though I do my due diligence to try to get it right all the time. But no one's perfect, dude. Except my Dank fiance. Psych, dude. I love her even for her imperfections, dude. So, fired up on this app, dude. Anime is freaking sick, dude. We're all more sophisticated now. Go get yourself a nice, high-end coffee and just drink it. When they ask you for some sort of milk alternative, which they won't have regular milk at that, if you're at the right coffee shop, you say, no, I want to taste the bean. So fired up on that. Fired up on everything. Aaron, you're an absolute beast, dude. Catch you guys on the next one. Leave a review. That always helps too, dude. Let's spread the word, dude. Let's get this dankness out there, dude. All right,